Welcome to Subramani. I want to tell you that do not listen to my advice. Okay, not that bad, but yeah, it's very common to hear from successful people that this is one thing which I did and that made me a great success. I used to get up at 4 a.m. and blah blah blah, and therefore I became a big success. Or I used to invest 1 rupee a day when I was 3 years old, and therefore at 60 I had 100 crores or stuff like that. It is never that one thing which made them so successful. In fact, if there are a lot of reasons why that person became so successful, or wherever he is. I mean, if that is what he or she considers success, right? So, for example, every day, day in and day out, I would say, I am inundated with ads saying why these three coaches are the world's greatest coaches and they train the Fortune 500 company people. Don't tell me that you train Fortune 500 company people, and when you say Fortune 500, it means wow, you think of Exxon, you think of Facebook, you think of companies like that, but it could be just an ordinary company. Then why don't you come to my timeline and sell me programs at 699 and 499 and 399? Give me a break, right? So I can tell you that this is what you should do to be successful, but that is not that one thing which happens, right? You have to have tremendous amount of timing, luck, etc. So if you were to go back to 1979 when I made my first investments and do exactly what I did, it may be a disastrous thing for you. It worked for me in those circumstances. It is tremendous amount of luck, right? The staying in the right place, being born to the right parent. Take my own case. My father decided to that he would live in Ghatkopar, which was more Gujarati area, so more equity markets. If he had continued to live in Matunga, where his father lived, it would have been a more South Indian atmosphere, more like, oh, you must get a good career, you should take up a job in government. Indian Overseas Bank is a recruiting officer, so why don't you join, kind of thing is what would have happened. I never fell into that trap, right? That's luck. It's not some great skill. It is luck that I went to a good school, not a great school, but a good school. I went to a good college. Luck. I went to a good place where I did my CA, place where I met a lot of other people who are interested in equities, etc. I went to a college which was like that. It was just luck for all that to happen, and we were there in the right time, right place. I caught a few booms in the market. In fact, I had actually decided to quit before the great boom of 2002 to 2007, which I call an infrastructure boom. So it is easy to say, oh, I lived in a car and now I drive a Ferrari and I bought this house and show photographs of my house. Tremendous amount of luck. And when the person is advertising just that portion of his life, you do not even know how true. I mean, I'm sure Virat Kohli is a great success. So Virat Kohli comes and says, look, in 2012 I saw my face in the mirror and I said, this is not how an international player looks, and from there I got to be very disciplined. So last 10 years I don't eat chole bhature, I don't eat sweets, I'm off sugar, I'm vegan, etc, etc. Yes, those are great things to learn, but that alone will not make you successful. Sachin Tendulkar was tremendously successful because of his talent. Of course, there are a lot of things to copy from him, or from a Virat Kohli, from a Roger Federer, a lot of things to copy, but it does not mean that if you do that one thing, you will become a Roger Federer. The kind of talent that these guys had, or every guy coming from UP does not become a Manoj Vajpayee or a Pankaj Tripathi, or every guy coming from Punjab does not become a Amitabh Bachchan or Kapil Sharma, right? Those are the exceptions. So don't pick up one small part of their life and say, oh, if I do this, I will be so successful. Kapil Sharma is immensely talented in making people laugh. Not that I'm a big fan of his program, but he's a great comedian, right? So and comedy is not very easy to do. Amitabh Bachchan is a great actor whom at least three generations have liked him, right? So all that talent and that then the getting up in the morning, reaching the sets on time, all those things are necessary. So don't first of all, don't think that there is one thing which you can do for success. No, there are a lot of things, plethora of things. Maybe for being a good investor, you definitely have to read a lot. But if just reading a lot made you rich, then librarians would be rich, right? This is a very old saying. So you need to start early. But I can tell you, oh, you should save so much, but it depends on your circumstances. My circumstances was such that my father did not have to pay a dime to his father for my grandfather's living, right? My grandfather was a successful man. He had a pension, he had a comfortable life. He did not need my father's money. So if my grandfather did not need my father's money, fairly obvious that my father did not need my money. In fact, if anything, his portfolio, which I manage beyond after a particular stage of life, would have taken care of my retirement and my sister's retirement, right? So that is what it would have done. Or it would have paid for Ivy League education for our kids. It would have paid for, even if I had 2 kids, it would have paid. I have only 1 kid, right? So this is all tremendous amount of luck to be able to stay in your parents' house without paying rent, not paying for food. I did that for a pretty long period of time. Of course, I stayed on rent also after some time, but I'm just saying that. So putting together all these things. So even if we were to go back in time 20, 30, 40, 50 years and recreate the circumstances, you don't know what would have happened, right? I had some illness. I found a great doctor. I found a great wealth advisor who's also a broker, who advises me on mutual funds, advises me on on equity shares, right? So he does all those things for me. We sit and discuss, we talk about fund managers, we do all those things. So I can't pick up each one and say this is what I do, this is what I do, this is what I do. The only way you can learn some of these things is by doing a gurukulam, in the sense of somebody coming and staying with me and pressing my feet and washing my clothes and seeing what I'm doing on a day-to-day basis, and then sitting and learning, maybe getting the essence of some of these books and saying, read this book is trash, just throw it away, right? So somebody has to give you all those things, all the surround effect, for you to know exactly what is to be done to be a good investment advisor, or to be a good investor yourself, or anything that you want to learn. For example, if you have to be an understudy to a Sachin Tendulkar or a Virat Kohli. Sachin Tendulkar during his playtime and playing days, and see what are all the things that he does. He got a good brother who would take him from one stadium to another to play when he was 12 years old and 13 years old. At 16 he made his debut. You have to get everything right? So not just one thing, not just to say, oh, I did this, so I was in a chawl and today I am in a 5-bedroom hall house. That's all fantastic. I did mutual fund trading, I did equity trading. I am a technical analyst and this is what I did. That's great. That's what you did. It worked for you. It does not mean it will work. So when you see celebrity endorsements of products or celebrities giving you advice on what is to be done, understand there is tremendous amount of luck in their success, right? There is no great difference between your topmost film star and the guy who is serving you food in one of the 5-star hotels. You look at them, some of these guys who are serving you food are perhaps far more handsome than some of the film stars who have made it big, whether it is man or woman. That's all true. So it's just that being there, right time, right place, luck, your parents allowing you to do that. Look at Sachin's luck, that his father and mother, who were educated, father was a professor, did not mind him making cricket a career. I mean, just go back 45 years, right, when Sachin Tendulkar was 15 years old or 12, 13 years old, when he was allowed to make this career choice. Right, so it's not simple. So all those things have to fall in place. So just one thing of getting up in the morning, reading 200 books in a year, these are all nice, these are must do, but I'm not saying they are enough. These are what in mathematics we would say necessary but not sufficient for becoming a good investor or becoming a good human being or anything. And if your only success is to say that you are a coach, then I'm far more skeptical about the claims that you make. So understand who is giving you advice, how useful, what else should be taken in conjunction with that. Only when you know all that can advice be useful. So thank you.